Namaste, everyone. I don't know about you guys, but I am really feeling it this week and definitely missing my yoga community. So please take this as my offering to you. This is a 30-minute hatha all levels flow, so just do what you can and always listen to your body. The only prop you'll need might be a blanket or a towel or something if you like to have it underneath of your knees. So just have that off to the side. We'll begin in child's pose. So bring the big toes together and separate the knees about mat's width distance apart, and take a second to root down into the hands, maybe even tuck the tailbone slightly and press the hips back towards the heels as you walk the fingertips forward and begin to melt the heart down towards the floor. Nestle the forehead into the mat and allow your belly to expand in between your thighs as you take a deep breath in and open the mouth, side out. 2 more just like that. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly. Exhale, open mouth, side out. Again, inhale, this time fill the belly and see if you can send the breath into the back body, feeling the kidneys, the side ribs, and between the shoulder blades. And then open mouth, side out. Gently lift the forehead, walk the hands over towards 2 o'clock. You can keep the hands separate, thumbs touching, pressing in equally into the hands, or if you'd like, you can stack the left hand on top of the right and interlace the fingers. You're pressing the hands into the floor so you can press that left hip back into the left heel. If the left shoulder wants to pop up, drop it down in line with the right, and then nestle the head in between the biceps. 2 more breaths. Sending the breath into those left side ribs, compressing the right side body. 1 more breath in and out. Release the hands as you inhale, come back towards center, and exhale, take it over to the other side. So again, thumbs touching, hands nice and wide like starfish, or take the right hand on top of the left, interlace the fingers, press the right hip towards the right heel, and drop the right shoulder in line with the left, as you nestle the head in between the upper arms. 2 breaths here. Seeing if you can send the breath into the back body. Really fill the back body and the front body. On this next breath, see if you can expand through the right side ribs as you find the compression on the left. And then inhale, come back to center. Good. Take 1 breath in child's pose. Exhale here, and then inhale, come up to hands and knees. Bring your knees so that they're stacked right underneath of your hips, and the wrists are right underneath of your shoulders. Draw the low belly in and draw an imaginary line from the left hip to the right shoulder, and the right hip to the left shoulder, finding your frame here. Take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, cow pose, and as you exhale, round the upper back, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, cat. 2 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale for cat. Good. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Good. Find your neutral spine. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees. Scoop the tail back and up. Finding a short down dog here with the knees bent. So generously bend the knees, press through the hands, just like we did in our child's pose, to lengthen the hips back. And again, allow the head to drop to the frame in between the upper arms. Low belly draws in. The right hip goes out to the right, left hip goes out to the left. So you have all this broad space in between the sacrum. Take 1 more breath in. And then walk the hands towards the back of the mat. This time, the belly rests on the thighs and gently roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, fingertips to the shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing, palms touch overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Again, laying the belly on the thighs, and then inhale, fingertips to the shins. Exhale, fold in. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing, palms touch overhead. Last time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. This time, sweep the fingertips to the floor, sink the hips, Utkatasana. So again, thinking about the right hip going out to the right, left hip going out to the left, knees still working together, almost like you could tear the mat in half with your feet. Firm the outer hips, take one more inhale in, and then as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, walk yourself out to high plank. Lower down knees, lower down chest and chin. Untuck the toes, drag the belly forward. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale to release, tuck the toes, press with the hands, come back to tabletop. So again, finding the knees right underneath of the hips, wrists right underneath of the shoulders. Draw a line from the left hip to the right shoulder and the right hip to the left shoulder. Here's where you might want your towel or blanket underneath of your knees. So again, finding your framework here. Press down through the tops of the feet, and then send the right leg long behind you, first with the toes tucked, reaching out through the heel. And then inhale, lift that right leg in line with the right hip. Tent the left fingertips, and then as you inhale, lift the left arm in line with the left ear. Take an inhale here. We'll do 3 crunches as you exhale, elbow meets knee. Inhale, send it out long. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale. Good, inhale. Left hand comes down, right toes come to the floor, the right heel spins down, and the lower leg of the left leg comes out to the side like a kickstand. Tent the right fingertips and reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Root down through the pinky toe edge of that right foot. Take an inhale here, use the belly, and then rise all the way up. Good. So I have to scoot my right foot back a little bit. You might have to as well. Right hand to the right thigh, flip the left palm, reverse. Again, find a nice opening through the left side ribs as you have the compression on the right side body. Inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches up. This time the right leg floats, flex the foot. Take a peek down, make sure you can see your toes. We'll do 10 pulses here. So you're just gonna pulse, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're gonna do 10 side crunches. So you reach the right arm up overhead. You can stay right here to hold, or exhale, elbow to knee. Good, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Reach out overhead, right toes to the floor, right hand to the floor, right knee meets left. Tuck the toes, lift the hips again, sweep the hips back and up for this short downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to the heels or to the feet. Sweep the arms overhead and rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come to heart center, and then to your side, Samastitihi. Again, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, come forward into high plank. Again, lower down knees, chest and chin. Sneak through to your back bend. And then lift the hips, find tabletop. So we'll take that on the left. So again, finding your framework, wrists underneath shoulders, hips underneath or over top of your knees. Draw a line from the left hip to the right shoulder, right hip to the left shoulder. Where the lines meet is your center. Draw the belly up and in. Send the left toes behind you, tucked at first. Right arm reaches forward, left leg lifts. 3 of those crunches here. Elbow to knee as you exhale. Inhale, send it out long. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, send it out long. Last time, in and out. Good. Right hand comes down, the left toes come down, the left heel spins, and then the right lower leg comes out like a kickstand. You can press through the top of the foot or have the toes tucked, whatever feels better for you. And this time the left arm reaches up towards the ceiling.
Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, use the belly to rise up. Left palm to the left thigh, right palm flips forward, reverse. Inhale, back up to center. Right hand to the floor, left arm reaches up. Left leg reaches, foot is flexed. Toes point towards hip, knee, and toes all point towards the side. Good, 10 pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Reach the left arm overhead. You can stay right here and hold, or 10 crunches. 10, 9, you're getting that elbow to knee. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Reach that left arm. Left palm comes down. Left knee to meet the right. Bring the towel or the blanket out from underneath of you. Tuck the toes, lift the knees again. Sweep the tailbone up and behind you. Knees still bent. Inhale, this time you'll look forward, and exhale, step to the top of your mat. This time, big toes together, sweep the fingertips, Utkatasana. And inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And then to your side, Samastitihi. Let's take 3 breaths here. Your heart rate might have gotten a little up. In through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth. Good, 2 more. Inhale, nose. And then exhale like you're blowing out a candle, nice and slow. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, sink the hips, sweep the arms, Utkatasana, 1 breath in. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back, spin the back heel down, and windmill open Virabhadrasana 2. So find your warrior, find your framework. Left heel stacked on top of left ankle. Pressing through the pinky toe edge of that back foot. Flip the front palm, drop the right hand to the right thigh, and rainbow to revolve your warrior. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Inhale to straighten the front leg. Come back up to standing as you exhale. Turn the left toes to parallel the side of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips to forward fold. Hands can come down to the floor underneath of your shoulders. If you need blocks, you can always come to your fingertips or blocks if you have any at home. And then if you can, begin to gently bend the elbows and maybe walking the fingertips back in line with your toes. Now, if you notice your habit is to hang out in your heels, see if you can bring more weight into the balls of your feet, the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound. And then the crown of the head drops towards the floor. Inhale, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Bend the knees slightly, bring the hands to the hips, roll all the way up to standing. Good. Send the toes out towards 10 and 2, heels in, sink in for goddess pose. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, thumbs in, and the rest of your fingertips wrapping towards that back edge of your thigh. And you can even give yourself a little traction here, so you're pressing into the thighs, lifting out through the shoulders. Maybe sway from side to side. Good. Come back to stillness. Bring the arms up in cactus arms or goalpost arms, hands facing towards your face. Take 1 more breath in, 1 more breath out. Inhale as you straighten, lift the arms. Hands to heart center, left toes turn towards the front edge of your mat. Windmill the hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to high plank. This time you can lower down through chaturanga, finding an upward facing dog. And then exhale, roll over the toes, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing, palms touch. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. The left foot steps back, spin the back heel down and find Virabhadrasana 2. Right knee stacked on top of the right ankle. Find your frame here. Take good measure. And then the left hand to the left thigh, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, still keeping a bend in that front knee. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Rise back up to standing. Again, parallel your feet towards the long edge of your mat, so I'll be facing away from you. Take your hands, interlace the hands behind the back, draw the knuckles down, lift the heart, and then exhale, forward fold. If you find like this is really hard, sometimes it's nice to separate the feet wider. It makes it a little easier. If you are here, it's going to be really hard to fold all the way down, so toe heel your feet a little wider. Let's just take one more breath in and out. Good, bring the hands back towards the hips. Release the hands to the hips. Bend the knees and come all the way up to standing. Good. Turn the right toes back to the top of your mat. Windmill the hands as you pop onto the ball of the back foot. Step back to high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, 3 breaths here in your downward facing dog. Good, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing, palms touch overhead. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. So I'm going to turn towards you guys. We'll do our standing balance now. So you'll stand into your left leg. I'm not mirroring you guys, so it'll look different, and that's okay. So stand into your left leg. Draw the right knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze, draw it in. Now notice if when this happened, this right hip popped up, drop the right hip down in line with the left. So you really have to squeeze that left glute. Take a breath here. Then maybe you keep the right hand around the right knee, bring the left hand to the left hip. Maybe you help this right knee open out to the right. You can stay right here. Or find your tree pose. Maybe you grab that ankle and place the heel into that upper thigh. Now if that did not work for you, you can always drop the toes down to the floor, find the calf, wherever you are that your tree works for you. And then maybe you bring your hands to heart center. Maybe you'd like to grow your branches. Balance is something that takes all of our focus and energy. The minute our minds start to wander in our balancing poses is the minute we fall out. It's one of the beautiful things about balancing poses. It reminds us that we can focus on one thing, and those thoughts do not have to rule our lives. Take one more breath in. Hands come to heart center. Releasing the foot, knee comes back in line with the hip, and then step the right foot to meet the left. Good, give both a little wiggle and a shake. Stand into the right leg. Draw the left knee up and in, give it a squeeze. Again, noticing if this left hip pops out to the left, Drop it down in line with the right. Squeeze that right outer hip. Keep the left foot flexed. Maybe bring the right hand to the hip. Draw this left knee out to the side. And then maybe slide the hand down the shin to place that left heel to the inner right thigh. And then again, finding your tree pose. Maybe you take the same arm variation. Maybe you can't see me, but maybe you can do Kali Mudra overhead. Maybe you'd like to grab opposite elbows. Again, balance. We're also working on ankle strength, leg strength, everything moving up while still staying very rooted. One more breath in, releasing the arms, drawing that left knee back towards the center, and placing the left sole of the foot to the floor. Good. Bring the big toes together. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Let's take a vinyasa to lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, we'll inhale the right leg. Step the right foot through. Actually, let's bring our feet behind our hands and we'll take squat pose. So if you're coming from here, right foot behind the right wrist, left foot behind the left wrist. So you can take crow as an arm balance option here, or malasana, squat pose. So if you're feeling like you really need a release in the hips, take malasana. And if you're feeling like you want a little arm strength and to fly, take crow pose. In crow pose, the hands are underneath the shoulders, your elbows are bent, you're creating a little shelf with your knees, gaze looks forward. Whew. Maybe you lift one toe, then the other. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths in and out. Last one in and out. We'll all meet back in malasana, dropping the hips, then either helping yourself or seeing if you could pluck the booty down and send the legs out long in front of you. I'm going to turn to face you guys so you can see me again. So right leg stays out long. The left sole of the foot, just like in tree pose, comes to the inner right thigh. This time we'll inhale the left arm up, and then as you exhale, you'll reach towards the outside of the right calf or the right pinky toe edge of the foot. The right arm comes behind you. Turn a little this way. Comes behind you, palm face down to help you twist. So you're twisting over the extended leg, and maybe you're dropping your left ear towards your knee. Now my ear is very far from my knee, and that's okay. Just getting a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a forward fold. Inhale to come up to seated. Send the left leg long. Draw the right sole of the foot to that left thigh. The left fingertips plant behind you. The right arm reaches up and you're reaching for the pinky toe edge of the foot. So the thumb turns down to grab the pinky toe edge of the foot, the ankle or the calf, wherever you are, and then you're beginning to forward fold. So if you have the calf, as you're bending your elbow to forward fold, your elbow is bending towards the inside of that knee. Okay, because you got to get it out of the way as you fold. Dropping the right ear down towards that left knee. Gently unwind, come back up to seated. Draw the right knee up towards center. I'm going to turn back to the side of my mat, setting up for bridge pose. So rolling all the way down onto your back. Draw the heels in. Hands are by your side. Tuck the tailbone so you flatten the low back. Press down through the inner heel, the big toe mound of the foot, the outer heel, and then the pinky toe mound of the foot. And then as you inhale, begin to peel the spine away from the floor, finding your bridge pose. Gentle pressure in the back of the head just to release the front of the throat. If you'd like, you can roll one shoulder blade under and then the other to interlace the hands. If you have the clasp of the hands, gently release. Good, we'll take one more bridge pose. I want you to think about which thumb was on top, and the next time I want you to take the opposite thumb on top, okay? So tuck the tailbone, gently begin to peel the hips away from the floor, finding your bridge pose. One long line for knees to hips to shoulders, and then tuck the shoulders underneath, interlace the hands, opposite thumb on top. Rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Draw the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze, rock from side to side, and then take happy baby pose. So you'll send the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, and you can take the hands to the backs of the thighs, but the knees aren't over the chest, they're out to the side of the rib cage, like they can make it down into your armpits. If you're grabbing the backs of the thighs, you're grabbing from the outer leg. If you're grabbing the pinky toe edges, you'll take your hands inside your legs, but reach the fingertips for the pinky toe edges of the feet. Drawing the knees down, but press the feet into the hands. So when I do that, I'm able to lengthen my tailbone down a little bit more, and that's a nice release for me in my low back. It might feel different for you, and that's okay. Maybe you want to rock from side to side. Good, come back to stillness. Draw the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Send the right leg long. Draw the knee in. And then switch, send the left leg long. Draw the knee in. Good, bring both knees in, take the hands to the backs of the knees, give a couple spinal rolls. And then you'll roll all the way up, crossing the ankles, roll over onto hands and knees, and make your way back into child's pose, just the same way that we started, big toes together, knees nice and wide, sinking the hips back towards the heels. Dropping the forehead to the floor, and if the forehead doesn't reach, it's nice to have something to prop the forehead on. So you can always make a little pillow with your hands, if that feels okay. If you have a block or a blanket or something you would like to roll up so that the floor doesn't feel so far away. Close the eyes and spend our final few breaths here. Begin to walk the hands back towards the knees. Slowly roll up the spine. Bring the knees together, shift the hips off to one side, and come to a comfortable seated position. So Sukhasana, easy pose. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, bring the left hand to the right knee, right arm reaches behind you for a gentle twist. Turn to look over that right shoulder and find the wall behind you with the left eye. Calming the nervous system. As you inhale, unwind, reach the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, right hand to the left knee, take a twist. Trying to see behind you this time, finding the wall with the right eye. So we get a 360 view. Gently unwind, come back to center, lift the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's take one final breath together. Exhale all the air out. Inhale through the belly, ribs, collarbones. Hold at the top, take a sniff. 3 inhales. And then open mouth. Sigh out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this finds you wonderful wherever you are. Namaste.